I've lived in Owasso for almost my entire life, and a friend of mine recently said that it is sadly validating to see countless past and current Owasso students come out with stories of bullying and violence that they have experienced because they are queer. All of these stories have one commonality. School administrators did nothing when it was reported. I know that Owasso isn't the only school district in Oklahoma where queer children suffer. There is an epidemic of bullying and violence aimed at queer youth, especially in Oklahoma, because our state superintendent, Ryan Walters, and other elected officials who perpetuate dangerous rhetoric.
Amen.
But before I do so, I would like to share a poem that I wrote at one point in time when I was feeling a very strong sense of unease with the situation that was growing in the state of Oklahoma. It's entitled, I Am What You Make Me. I am what you make me. You push your norms on my community to the point where we force ourselves to conform at the detriment of each other, or we die fighting the chains of expectation, the chains you put on us. You call me a sinner, so I become the sin, the internalization of your words, subtle enough that they're unnoticeable to most, but loud enough to resonate with me. I am what you make me, a character, a stereotype, anything but a person. A performer, you hand a script typed out on a sheet of intolerance, your hatred, the lyrics to my song, the song of a caged bird, exotic and colorful, longing for a place to be free. I am what you make me. I don't want to be, but yet you control me. I'm your gay bestie. I'm just an accessory, but never your friend. I'm your gay cousin. I'm just a phase, but never your family. I'm the thing you're told to hate in church. I'm just a sin, but never the virtue. I'm the kid you call slurs in the halls. I'm just the word, but never the person. I'm the person the politician calls filth in the Capitol. I'm just the problem, but never the blessing. I am what you make me. And what that does to your perception of me makes me the other, the villain, a force that needs to be stopped, a threat to your values, something that can be fixed, a plague which needs eradicated. But what that does to my perception of myself made me a fighter, a champion against conformity, a beacon of hope, something that challenges your hate, a trailblazer for a new beginning. I am what you made me. But some, they are what you make them. A statistic. 1 in 4 queer youth become a gravestone. Here lies a kid who wanted the world but was instead given its hate. This is just one of many examples where Owasso schools had numerous instances where they could have fired a teacher or disciplined them and did nothing, because that's not what they care about. They don't care about the students in the school. All they care about is their reputation. In my senior year English class, a teacher used the wrong pronouns for a student, and when another student called her out for it, she yelled at the student who called her out for trying to embarrass her. Not addressing out all the fact that she was trying to embarrass a queer student, not addressing out all the fact that she was intentionally harming a queer student, just the fact that the person who called her out is trying to embarrass her. This is the culture of Owasso High School. This is the culture that allowed the bullying and harassment to continue, not just in the case of Nex Benedict, but in the case of every queer student who has gone through Owasso. And to the queer students, the queer children here, I want to make sure you know you are not alone. And all of the people here right now are people who will fight for you, and they will try to help you. Thank you.
I'm here this evening representing our diversity of members, gender, identities of friends, family, and allies. We are devastated by the loss of one of our LGBTQ+ youth, Nex Benedict, a beautiful sparkle in our rainbow. A non-binary human that wasn't afraid to shine in Owasso, Oklahoma for 16 years. Now that sparkle has dimmed forever because of hate. We must hold our leaders and our local governments accountable for their actions. As a community, we need to be calling, emailing, knocking on the doors of our local representatives and demanding for change. PFLAG members demand this change. We are here to create equity and inclusion. Moving forward, the population the voting population to participate in their civic duty to elect inclusive representatives who will protect us and our children in this community.
And as we have conversations about the problem of anti-trans violence, we have to understand the historical context in which we sit. And I'm reminded of a speech given by the late, great trans activist and icon Sylvia Rivera to a Latino gay men's group 23 years ago, the year before she died. And I would like to read a portion of that here. I remember singing "We Shall Overcome" many a times on different demonstrations on the steps of Albany, when we had our first march, when I spoke to the crowds in Albany. I remember singing that I haven't overcome a damn thing. I'm not even in the back of the bus. My community is being pulled by a rope around our neck by the bumper of the damn bus that stays in the front. Gay liberation, but transgender nothing. Yes, I hold a lot of anger, but I have that right. I have that right to have that anger. I have fought too damn hard for this community to put up with the disrespect that I have received and my community has received for the last 32 years.
My heart feels warm to know that we have so many advocates for our kids. Every Oklahoma student has a right to feel safe in our schools, period. Students, if you are bullied, harassed, or made to feel like less than you are, please find a trusted adult. I know you have heard this before. This is a brave and difficult step. If you can't find a trusted adult in your school, call me and we will find them together. Teachers, if you are a trusted adult, make yourself known. Let students know that you can provide a safe space for them and that they can confide in you. I will advocate for you.
Which leads me to my next point. We need representation at every level of government, working cohesively towards common goals. We need to see where our struggles overlap and build movement through solidarity among multiple groups who might be different but still share the same challenges. While Alex Ruggiers, Annie Menz, and myself have all been endorsed by the Victory Fund, we can't do this work alone. We need our Norman community to find connection and purpose to sustain the push for progressive policy. Come to city council meetings if you can. If not, write us.
That family should be tucking them into bed every night, but instead they have to face every single day without their beloved child because of the hate and rhetoric of this state. I talked a little bit about a childhood friend of mine. Her name was Brooklyn. I have very fond memories of her, and she was murdered a few years back for being trans, and not a day goes by that I don't think about her. Not a day will go by that I won't think about Nex. All of the children who deserve to feel safe and loved by the grown-ups who are around them. I guess wanted to let you all know that I see your sadness, the anger. I'm tired, but I'm tough. So rest and love each other and take care, because I'm there to fight and I'm not going anywhere. So thanks again for coming out. I appreciate all of you. Thank you.
It just seems like the grief is unrelenting. And one thing I've learned at the state capitol in Oklahoma is, unfortunately, we live in a state where empathy and compassion and care are punished. The more you care, yeah, that's true, isn't it? Yeah. The more you care, the more there's a target on you. The more in the assimilation that is required at the state capitol in the powerful in Oklahoma is to assimilate over into coldness and detachment and dehumanization of other people in order to get what you think you need and to get the resources that you think you need in order to keep the power that you think you need. And that's a really horrible place to live in. What we are doing here tonight is we're telling them that compassion will always triumph cruelty.